What's up, Sunrise Extra? What day is it? Thursday.
You're not working tomorrow, are you?
I have it off.
That's good.
Okay, you guys, this topic is getting... Oh yeah, just scoot it up.
It can't go up, that's the problem.
This topic is getting me fired up today. I didn't even see this story until I was reading through our newscast scripts. But it is about a woman and a man. And they are going viral today on a plane. It doesn't matter where they were going, but she reclined her seat. As many of us do, as many of us can.
And those seats don't recline very far.
It only lets you go so far. He was upset. He punched her seat 9 times hard. Then she started recording him. Watch this.
So there's no sound with this video?
I was just letting it run to just get me all tuned up.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Look at this goes on for 45 seconds. And then you'll see him, and we don't know what he says. But hold on. Can you imagine? I would turn around.
No, the first thing that caught my eye was like her hair is shaking, right? I mean, earrings are rocking. Wow. It's pretty insane.
Unbelievable.
It seems like insane behavior. What is more insane than that, perhaps, is the amount of support that this guy has gotten on TV. Now, Rod is doing this.
Or not?
The whole time the video was playing, he was doing that to prove a point, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, hey, Rod, can you wait until the video stops anyway? Can you wait till the video's over so people can actually see what you're doing? But it's annoying. If you're trying to prove a point, I agree. Okay. It's annoying to have your seat punched. And the amount of support that this man has received on Twitter.
So she posted this video on Twitter, and I went and I was looking at the comments, and it's viewed over 246,000 times.
Holy cow.
She has whatever. Can we pull up my Facebook post? Because it has a picture of a couple of the comments that illustrate what we're talking about, if that's possible.
I'm sure it is. Technically, we have the ability to.
People are on his side saying, why were you so inconsiderate, talking to the lady? Reclining airline seats is such a dud move. I admire his resilience. Why would you share this video when it puts you in such a bad light? Other person, how about you think about your passengers instead of yourself? Another person, I'm glad this happened to you, and I hope it gets plenty of coverage so the world can see that you were in the wrong. Another person, filming strangers for clout and failing. Swing and a miss, Wendy, that's her name.
Wow.
Here's Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Sorry, but all these people stating she shouldn't recline the seat. Why not? If the option is there, if the state of a reclined seat was so bad, it wouldn't be an option.
Right.
Molly, I am 6'2". I travel extensively. I always pay for extra legroom. The boy is in the wrong. That is assault. All the people tweeting you should have asked to recline first. I have never seen someone ask if it's okay, and I will not fly American anymore.
American is notoriously bad about their seats being close together. Move on. Okay.
The woman said the American airline flight attendant reprimanded her and gave him a free rum drink.
I'm a former flight attendant. I worked for. If I was still working, I would be with American, because American bought TWA, who I used to fly for. But, you know, I mean, like it or not, in my opinion as a flight attendant, you buy that seat. You buy what that seat does. That seat reclines.
Okay. Yes.
And now, in a so-called perfect world, I mean, I get it if there's a larger, I mean, I'm small, right? But if there's a larger person behind me and they feel it's intrusive and they politely ask me,
you do have to ask
then I would probably...
No, he's saying the person behind can ask.
If they politely ask me, then I would probably move my seat up a little bit, just like you would in any situation.
Yeah, if they asked you not to.
Right, but to say that that's not your right, it is.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to emphatically disagree.
It's annoying when you get the seat moved back, and then I just move back mine.
On that cabin, I'm handling that totally different. I'm telling the person to stop acting like a child, and I think I'm correct in the way I'm phrasing that. I'm sorry if you're on the other side of the issue, but we will just agree to disagree.
What do you guys think? Let us know, because we're watching your comments live.
And then maybe the person, if polite, is going to bring her chair up a little bit. But clearly the bigger issue is here, airlines that are now making, by most reports, the most money ever, have gotten seats so close together that it's just ridiculous. And maybe they've gotten so close together that your seat should no longer recline. But As long as they do, as a passenger, that's an option.
I find that
if you were her right there, I mean, would you what do you say to that guy?
See, I mean, if that's like the first few punches, and apparently this was after several before she started recording, the minute I feel it, I turn around and say, what's the matter? Like, what's going on back there? You know, I say, what is going on? And if he says, your seat's reclining, I go, yeah, yours. Again, it looks like
your
he's
seat reclines as well.
Like, how do you?
No, it looks like he's right up against the back, like the bathrooms, right? So his seat probably doesn't recline.
He's got a bad. That's the worst seat on the one of the worst seats on the plane.
And I say, what's your deal? And he goes, your seat's reclined. I go, yeah, it's reclined because that's what the seat does. Deal with it.
Yeah, he's got one of the worst seats. I didn't notice that. He's next to a bulkhead, they would call that on the plane.
Yeah, so what?
So that's one of the worst seats on the plane.
Yeah,
his seat likely does not recline. But dude, make a better earlier reservation. I mean, that's part of getting stuck with one of the worst seats on the plane. It happens.
What I don't get is, also, to me, the seats barely recline anyways. Like, I'm annoyed with how little they recline.
Yeah, since they've gotten the seats closer together, they've restricted them.
And so I can't imagine a seat being so far back that it would drive you into that sort of. I mean, he's basically in rage. He's doing basically a form of rage.
He's like honking the horn.
He's not punching her in the face, but he is.
He's like honking the horn the entire time.
He's lit up and he's angry, and it makes no sense because I got to believe she was sitting there like this, and then she went maybe to here.
We don't know, you know, I mean, she could have been super annoying before this or done something else. I mean, you don't know, but still.
But the comments from everybody else knowing what we know, which is simply what's posted, I'm like you, Nina, that's surprising to me.
Right? That people, I mean, I don't love
you're
it
within your right to recline
that. Yeah, it's part of the deal.
Your first deal. And I've been in those rows before where you're the row that doesn't recline and the other person's reclining. And yeah, you got the worst flipping seat on the plane, no matter how you look at it. But
I never thought in sitting in those rows, because I've been there too, against the bulkhead or in the maybe the middle deal where the emergency exit is. I never thought, well, since my seat doesn't recline, you better not recline. I never thought that. I thought, gee, that stinks for me. End of story. I'm moving on with my flight.
Yeah.
Can I point out something we're doing new here on the stream this week?
Yes.
Because it's right there on people's screens.
Text us,
Yeah, you can text us now. I mean, there's many ways to participate in Sunrise Extra. Whether you're watching us right now, though, on YouTube or Facebook, whatever your means are, you can text us through that number, 503-226-5111. Literally just text a comment to that number. The only thing I'll say is we don't see a name attached to that text unless you tell us your name, because we did receive one already this morning from someone without a name, but they said airplane seat recliners equals history's greatest monsters. And I'm reading this thinking, do you mean that the people that actually recline in those seats are the monsters?
Who are the recliners, yeah.
Just the fact that we have that ability to recline as a monster?
Yeah, you used to be able to recline a lot farther.
But it's an option. If it's an option, and I would say most people recline, wouldn't you say on a plane?
Well, I guess I thought so until I read this, and now I'm wondering, am I the only person reclining on the aisle?
I watched the flight attendants on every flight walking down the aisle asking people to move their seats back to the upright position as we get ready to land. And she's not telling one or two people. She's basically going down and stopping for almost every row.
To your point, they don't recline much of a distance much anymore because the airlines have crammed us in. They've taken away, it's just a slight recline. And from what I could see looking at that video, she was just in a slight recline.
Right.
And I mean, I guess, again, I just agree to disagree with the people that think that the
I love Marita Berg on YouTube. Thanks for watching us. She says, people just need something to bitch about. Grumpy people in my neighborhood all the time, and I always have a smile and no one cares. I like that. She also says, I agree. I don't even fly, but this is stupid if you ask me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as a flight attendant, I would have gone to the cockpit. To me, that gentleman's an unruly passenger.
What are you
I would have
doing,
reported him to the captain.
Whoa, 90 comments. Okay, let's read. Can we pull up that Facebook post that we did? Because there's some good stories on here. Sharon Buffington says her husband is 6'6", and his knees hit the seat in front of him. When the person in front of him reclines, his knees really get crunched, and he's in agony the whole trip. Just be considerate and be aware of the person behind you.
So would that be, you know, is that, I usually, you know, I don't know how closely I look at the people sitting behind me before I sit down. I would have no problem. I would honestly I don't think I'd have a problem if someone said at the beginning of the flight, hey man, I hate to bother you, whatever, however you want to approach it.
I'm long-legged.
I'm 6'6", I'm long-legged. It actually kills my knees when those seats recline. If you can avoid reclining, I'd really appreciate it. Guess what I'm trying saying?
Yeah.
No problem, dude.
Yeah, that's
it.
Me too. And
you know, it's like, yeah, I understand. I appreciate you telling me up front instead of having this awkward situation in the middle of the flight.
Than doing what he did.
And maybe he did ask her, and she said no.
I was thinking the same
thing.
So
like Nina said earlier, all we really know is what the post is. We don't really know how this played out.
What's more surprising to me beyond the initial post and this interaction, because you don't know how it all began is the defense that he got, because some people's comments are flat out, you should never recline in an airplane.
That surprised all three of us.
Yeah, it's rude to do that to the person behind you. I never considered that rude.
I'm thinking if I recline, they're going to recline. Then the next person can recline. No, unfortunately, you got 20 recliners in this guy's face who can't recline.
Oh, sorry, dude. You're up against the bulkhead.
But the bottom line is, I think people should be angry at the airlines. It's the airlines that have decided to really put us in there like cattle, like never before.
Right.
I mean, I say if I'm crowded, there's a problem. I'm 5'4". I'm not skinny, but I'm not what I would call obese. I'm 5'4". And I can feel crowded. And if I'm crowded, there is a problem. The seats are too close together, for crying out loud.
Yeah, a lot of people on our Facebook page to this post responding, you know, like if it's an option, then that's, I mean, then the airline can't get mad at the woman. You know, you guys are making it an option for all of us. You can't get upset. Let's see. Jessica Kinney says, I hope somewhere out there his employer sees this. If a seat reclines, if you don't like it, pay extra for a seat in the front row. I would have lost my cool on that guy. So rude. Yes, she did have the right to recline, Deb Wassman says. However, there should be some consideration for the person behind you. I never, ever recline fully, knowing how difficult it makes it for the person behind me. If only the airlines would retrofit the seats so they can't recline, other than to a minimal amount, it would go a long way in alleviating this type of air raid
But I think they do
situation.
only minimally
It does.
recline.
It stops at one.
I mean, again, the problem to me is, come on, airlines.
Right.
We get you want to make 20 billion instead of 19 billion. We get that. But the point that they've squished the seat rows together now is just ridiculous. And in my opinion of flying, American is one of the worst offenders. I will not fly American if there's any other option, because I've had the worst experience on that airline of the rows being even closer together than other rows and the other airlines.
I don't know when the last time I flew on American Airlines was. Honestly, it's been so long. But even, I don't know how, if you guys do that.
Are you watching on Facebook Live?
Yeah, I just
Okay,
pulled
good.
that up. That's why I ran to get my phone. Sorry.
Thank
But
you.
when I recline on a plane, like every time, I put the button, I go back, and then I sit there for about, I don't know, 20 seconds, make sure, is this really all done? Is this as far back as it really goes? Like, I'm trying to
Most of
get
them don't go back
as reclined as
it doesn't
possible.
really do that much.
And I'm not a tall man either.
You're like normal size, I would say.
Well, that's nice of you. Others would say I'm below normal, but that's beside the point. My legs are fine on a plane, generally speaking, but even when someone comes back, my tray is up, it's in my deal. I've never been that bothered by it. Now, I'm not 6'6". In shoes, I think I'm 5'11 and a half. At least that's what I claim. You know, but again, that's under 6 feet, so I guess I can't speak for any man or woman who's over 6 feet tall who says it's a horrible experience.
Yeah.
And
What about them who want to recline the seat so they can get a little
more room, right.
Anyways. Okay. Second topic.
That's the
You
second
guys have
topic
no
already?
idea.
I just got
what
my,
are we doing?
my
What's the
stream
second
pulled up.
topic?
Oh, okay. Well, what are people saying?
Robin St. Helen says, oh no, he's talking about you.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about the guy on the plane.
Was he talking about me?
Well, he's just saying that
Does he disagree with what I said?
you can't really speak to what it's like to be on a plane and have problems with people in front of you because you, like me, are under 6 feet tall.
But I spoke to that. I said if I'm...
Yeah.
Right, so that's why I'm
did
blowing
speak
through
to
his
that.
comment.
Yeah, I did speak to that. Yeah.
Lisa says, respect is all that we ask for, and it's all that we should give. I agree with that, Lisa. So Ty says, is it annoying when people recline? Yes. Ty says it is annoying. Then she says, are they allowed to? Another question mark that she doesn't answer. But she's saying she knows that people are allowed to. She still thinks it's annoying that people choose to recline. So Ty, if you're watching
It is annoying,
Story
but you
now,
have to freaking keep it to yourself.
is it?
Because you get that option as well.
Ty, why is it annoying to you? What is it about the person
I
in front of
agree
you
with
recline? Is it because you're so tall?
Well, if you're using the tray, you have a drink there or some crappy snack that they've given you. And
Well,
then,
not
you know,
crappy.
the
Sometimes
angle
it's
of the
peanut
tray is shortened because the seat's going back. What'd you say?
I
Rod?
said, not that crappy. I had Cheez-Its on my last flight, and I found them to be quite delicious. But continue.
Shawnee, watching us on Facebook. Shawnee, if you're still watching this morning, good morning. I assume you are. She says, I rarely recline. However, if I ever do recline, I ask the person behind me if they're okay with me reclining in my
Oh, you're a
chair.
saint. I never. I just do it real slow.
I'm thinking I'm a jerk now.
A lot of times I just
Anita and I
forget
are
it's
the
even an
same
option.
on this one.
Well, I'm with you guys, but I'm starting to change my tune thanks to the likes of Shawnee and the Geese.
We said if someone behind us says, "Hey, it's really I'm kind,"
Right.
then I would bring my seat up. Yeah, absolutely.
And then we have back-to-back comments basically saying what you guys have suggested earlier, certainly Rod, about the airlines being the problem here. I blame the airlines for cramming too many seats on every airplane, too greedy. William says, good morning, William. William Whitson. Man, they're flying in now. I can't even keep up with them. I blame the airlines for cramming too many seats on every... That was the same one, yeah.
On Twitter, good morning on Twitter. Hi, I'm your pirate. Thanks for weighing in. Thanks for watching. He says, I travel twice per month and I never reclined. Seats are just too close these days. He estimates 78% don't recline.
He might be right.
Thank you for weighing in.
Next time I'm going to give that a visual eye test. I've never really thought about it.
Yeah,
just got
start
this comment.
punching someone's seat. Okay, what?
Just got this comment, and it already received a like from someone. Jennifer L. Smith liked this comment of yours, Sharon Buffington. She says, we did pay to get legroom, and it was about 60% more. Why should we be penalized because of the way you are built? I guess she's telling people that are long-legged or tall, she shouldn't be penalized because you're tall. She wants to put that seat back, and that is her right.
That sounds like short person's power. Wow.
Denise Flippin, just before that, says, you know, larger people have to pay for another seat in some cases. Maybe tall people should also have to pay for some extra legroom.
But again, it's gotten ridiculous how the airlines have crammed these seats together. And I'm pretty sure Mr. CEO making maybe $30 million a year, Mr. CEO probably doesn't ride in coach. Mr. CEO probably rides in first class where he has plenty of legroom.
Right.
These people are all, it's great that it's split like it is. I thought it was going to be pretty one-sided because we just heard from Shawnee, who says she always asks the person behind her if it's okay to recline. On the flip side of that, we have Miss Julie Wyatt. Good morning, Julie. She says, I recline because I need to sleep while flying, and it is not possible for me to sleep without reclining. I would never consider asking someone else to not recline. It's their right.
Interesting.
But if someone, I think all of us are in the same boat. Someone goes, hey, excuse me, do you mind for whatever reason? Most of us would go, yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Okay.
We have to move on, huh?
We don't have to.
Man, it's just like,
What was it? Okay, producer Jess just said she got a TMZ alert. What did it say about this story? Or, oh, she's gonna. Okay,
I'm
look.
surprised by the comments. You punched my seat, I call the FBI.
What? What does the story say? Scroll down.
You punched my
Recline
seat.
seat debate rages. Debate rages.
Can you
Wow.
scroll down, Jess? Okay, what does it say?
Wow.
I cannot read this very well.
But you have to get up and read it. Maybe they
This
go
is really becoming a little firestorm, isn't it?
Let's see. The FBI might have to get involved. A woman named Wendy Williams, of all things, recorded this video of the guy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I can see it now, but where?
I like when you read to me.
Okay,
you
what's
keep
below
going.
the tweet? Yes, we know all this. Okay, she is pressing charges with the FBI against the man who mistook me for a punching bag. Wendy also claims she's had to get x-rays, has headaches, and lost time from work since this incident. Okay.
Really?
Come on.
I was just in a car crash and we got rear-ended at 40 miles per hour.
Hey, you know what?
I gotta feel that's worse than that.
Something I learned is that everyone is built differently.
That's very true.
Everyone receives pain differently.
Well,
That's very
apparently
true.
he punched the seat 9 times really hard before she started recording this video,
Wow.
so we don't know.
And honestly, if the
But I
video
mean-
is the story, if the video is simply she reclined her seat and this guy said, I don't like this and I'm going to punch the seat until you put it back up and kept doing this, that's bullying. I hate bullies. I know that much for sure. So I would like to see him be punished for this in some way, shape, or form.
If there
was
Sued
no
for millions of
discussion,
dollars seems extreme, but the fact is you shouldn't be able to walk up that plane like he did if that's all that happened. If all she did was recline her seat and he never said a word to her, he just decided I'm going to punch this annoyingly until
that's bullying.
That's bullying.
Yeah.
He should be punished, and I don't want to see him walk off the plane thinking, well, I showed her, and that's the end of it.
Well, as
There
I
should be
mentioned,
something.
if that was all that happened, and I, as a flight attendant, which I was, walked up and said, "Excuse me, what is there a problem here?" And I mean, you would hope that the guy would stop punching, the lady would take her seat up a little bit anyway. But if not, and the guy kept doing that, I would report him to the captain, and I would hope that the captain
I would stand up in the
would
aisle.
have the person escorted off the plane when you landed by the authorities. That's how, and it could play out that way.
And could you tell him, like as a flight attendant, you could say, hey, sir, I know you think you're in the right here, but she's allowed to recline her seat, so if you continue this, I'm afraid that you may be taken off this plane because of assault. There's going to be an assault charge coming. I'm giving you a fair warning here. I'm not saying you're in the wrong, but I'm telling you what could happen if you don't stop.
Knowing what we know, all that we know as a flight attendant, that's the way I would have handled
But what I just don't understand, like, why would you sit there and continue to take that.
Absorb
I
it?
would stand up.
How do you know she did?
And
How do you know she didn't lean back at some point and say
I mean,
something
she
earlier?
probably, yeah. I
Stand
would
up and do
more.
what?
I'm sure we'll find out
Hey,
today.
you're supposed to have your
Someone will
seatbelt on,
interview her.
But continue.
But I mean,
But you
if the seatbelt sign is off, I would just
But
stand up and
do
wait
what?
and just be like, listen, this dude is doing this. I'm not going to sit down until you guys fix it.
How about this? Would you have gotten involved if you
But
were across the aisle and
only-
saw this man? If all she was doing is sitting there and you knew she did nothing
I would
wrong,
probably
would you have said
just
something
be
to him and
like,
said, hey,
dude,
you need to
come
stop?
on.
The problem
I mean,
is,
I don't know,
if
like-
the guy continues to your scenario, there's only so much you can do. It's not like there are armed police officers on that plane. And the flight attendants or the captain or the first officer are likely not going to engage in a fist fight.
So you're going to give him alcohol? And that's
No,
going to
no.
make it better? I'm just
Well,
saying,
now you're
like,
jumping
why
to
the
something
heck?
else. But I'm
But they
just saying
rewarded
there's-
him with alcohol.
Yeah, I think the flight attendant was in the wrong on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to assume that was an individual choice by that
You've got
flight
someone who's
attendant.
already hot-headed and
Right.
pissed off, and now you're going to
Now, the flight
introduce
attendant
alcohol to the situation.
Might have been trying to ease the guy and patronize him in hopes that he would take a drink and be happy. In a lot of cases, a drink will make somebody happy, I will tell you that, and they will calm down. That could have been what was on the mind of the flight attendant.
I'll ask our friend Stanford Walker, who watches on the stream
What's
every day.
Stanford say?
Stanford said, this woman was very disrespectful. Please be polite and have some courtesy. Stanford, I want to know what about that suggests
polite?
to you that she was being disrespectful. So you can weigh back in, Stanford. Why was she disrespectful? Clint Colbert says, man, I fly all the darn time. It's not the people in front of me who recline that bother me. It's the person behind me who uses my seat to pull themselves up. That annoys
yeah,
me.
that is very annoying. Hugs, and you just
Yeah, you're sitting there like, oh, where are we going?
I mean, the bottom line is we're herded in there like people say, like sheep or cattle. But, and to get back to Stanford's comment, again, we don't know if there was some verbal,
Right.
we don't know if this guy was just
We're going to find out more today.
really a rude bully, to use your language, and the woman was actually nice, and then this guy just went, we don't know. To Stanford's
Someone
point,
will
we don't
interview
know.
her today. We're going to find out more.
She's going to be on Ellen,
Anxious to see.
write a book, be in a movie,
Something.
become a multimillionaire.
Yeah. I don't know. To recline or not recline?
Well, we knew this would be a discussion, didn't we?
Yeah.
People are discussing it. Do we have time for one more? No.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Sean Harmon.
Sean, good morning.
Sean Harmon says, I was once in a seat next to a lady that had a baby, and the baby puked on me.
Ooh, wow.
I know there are people that probably would have been upset and been mad at maybe the mother, but I thought life happens.
Yeah.
I felt bad for the baby. This guy seemed like one of those people that just overreacts.
Yeah.
I'm going to applaud for that comment. I think that comment's
Yep.
right on. Yeah.
And as a parent of your kids have puked on the plane, haven't they? Mine has.
Yeah.
Puked
Long
all
time
over my
ago now.
husband. It didn't get on anybody else. What it is
Yeah.
for.
I do not miss those days. Taking up 2 seats with 2, backward-facing car seats. Boys, oh my gosh.
We will find out more on
Those are
this
rough
story
ones.
today. Stay tuned. Thanks for weighing in with us.